Welcome, everyone. Glad to have you here with us. It's always a pleasure to have you be part of our enduring mission here to present the history of baseball with two teams from the past that face off against each other in the best of seven series. This is Series 158. Two new teams for us this time, and as always, we can dig into the past and look at some of the storylines between two new teams that will face off in the best of seven series. And this time we got teams from 20 years apart, to be more exact, two franchises that have moved since then, but still two iconic managers actually facing off against each other. Let's get an introduction first for the 1944 Philadelphia Athletics, led by Connie Mack. The Athletics in 44, of course, had a roster that was impacted by the war, as all of baseball was during this season. But the Athletics did lose 82 games. They were 10 games under 500. Connie Mack, of course, very, very legendary, the winningest manager in the history of the game. But in the 40s and later in the 50s, his teams did struggle a bit with the teams like the mighty Yankees. The Athletics failed really to make a mark before, of course, they left Philadelphia for Oakland, or actually Kansas City, I should say, first, and then Oakland. But looking at their roster in 44, you can see here Dick Siebert hit 306 for the team, 52 RBIs, and catcher Frankie Hayes with 78 RBIs, 13 long balls. Not bad for Hayes. Going further down, you can see here Bobby Estella in the outfield at 298. He had 60 RBIs with 7 home runs. Ed Bush, the shortstop, 271 with a 313. George Kell at only 21 years old, 44 RBIs, really played a lot for the first time. JoJo White and Ford Garrison, also part of the outfield, struggled a bit. Not really your slugging type of hitters. So you can see the lineup did have some concerns about generating runs. Bill McKee also got into 77 games. He hit 289 with 19 RBIs and 12 doubles off the bench. But that's about it. No big bopper on the team. Hayes, the catcher with the most home runs and the most RBIs. Whenever the catcher's leading you in those categories, that's some concern. But looking further down at the Athletic pitching staff, Bobo Newsom, one of the players that played in quite a few years. I think he started actually in the 20s and went to the 50s. So Newsom here at 36 years old went 13 and 15 with a very good ERA. Obviously didn't get the run support he would have liked. 265 innings, 2 shutouts. A good season for Newsom. He's definitely the ace of this team. Russ Christopher, 14 and 14 at 297. In his 24 starts, also over 200 innings. Very good year on the mound for Christopher, even if the record doesn't show it. Luke Hamlin, 6 and 12 in his 23 starts, 374. Gets a little bit worse from there. Jesse Flores, 9 and 11, along with Don Black and Lum Harris, all getting starts in the 20s and a lot of innings. Joe Barry, very, very impressive out of the pen with the 194 before being a bullpen ace was in vogue. Woody Wheaton, also part of the staff. So the pitching, I would say not the weak point of this team. It is more of the weak hitting that probably did in the Athletics during the season where they finished 5th in the American League. So Connie Mack's going to have his work cut out for him. We'll see now who they're drawn against, and that's going to be coming from the 1920s. It's the 1924 Brooklyn Robins. The team would have, of course, eventually become the Dodgers. They're named the Robins for their famous manager, Wilbert Robinson, one of the very, very influential names of the past during this era. He was such an influence on this team and managed them for so long that they named the team after him. And 24 was a good year. They finished 2nd in the National League, winning 92 games and losing 62, 30 games over 500 for the Robins. A very good team for Brooklyn, and a lot of talent. Looking at the talent, Zach Wheat there at 375. Just an outstanding ball player, 14 home runs, 97 RBIs, 428 on base. Wheat was a star of his time. Jack Fourier, another very good and underrated player, 334, 116 RBIs, put the team on his back quite often, 27 home runs for Fournier, a very, very good season. Going from there, players like Eddie Brown, who drove in 78 and hit 308. Zach Taylor at catcher, 290, a good season. Andy High, 328 with 61 RBIs, 13 triples for High, very impressive. Milt Stock struggled a bit, and Eddie Brown and Tommy Griffith are filling out the outfield. We mentioned Brown, but Griffith not as strong at the bat. You can see here Jimmy Johnson, utility infielder, 298 for him, 11 doubles, and Hank DeBerry also got some action. But Fournier and Wheat, superstars of the time, and the leaders of this lineup, something to keep an eye out on. For the pitchers, Burley Grimes, 22-game winner. He had a 3.82 ERA, got the most starts, but the star and the MVP of the league for 1924 was none other than Dazzy Vance. What a season for Vance, 28-6, 2.16 ERA in 308 innings. Just phenomenal year for him. He struck out, folks, 262 batters in 1924. I think, looking at the numbers, he had more strikeouts than 7 teams combined that year. That'll tell you what a force Vance was during this season. The best season of his career. Just outstanding. Hall of Famer Vance leading the staff. We mentioned Grimes. Dutch Ruther, 8-13 in his 21 starts. Not as strong. Bill Doak, pretty good, 11-5, 307 for him. Probably see some of him out there. Tiny Osborne also with 13 starts. Art Decatur used quite a bit. He was 10-9 in 126 innings, and it goes from there. So Vance, the star in the series, we'll see a lot of him. The hitting, pretty good as well. And the Robins, a good baseball team, and the favorites here as they came close to the pennant, but came up just a little bit short in 24. Looking at the actual National League standings in 24, you can see here they lost it by a game and a half to the Giants, who won 93 that season. So 2 teams for you. The favored Robins against the Athletics, Connie Mack versus Wilbert Robinson, 2 historically very, very respected managers. The series will be played out at Ebbets Field before heading out to Shibe Park for the middle portion. And I think it is quite intriguing and will give us some good matchups, but no doubt the Robins are the favorites. I'm already going to predict I call them the Dodgers quite a lot during these games, but they are officially the Robins, so forgive me for that. But looking at the breakdown here and the opening game, Dazzy Vance against Bobo Newsom. It's a great pitching matchup, and the Robins will be confident sending Vance to the mound to open the series at home at Ebbets Field. So everything's set up. The tables are set for 158. Glad you're with us. Baseball continues here, and we go out to Game 1 from beautiful Ebbets Field for this best of 7, the 24 Brooklyn Robins against the 44 Philadelphia Athletics. So here we are at Ebbets Field. We're in the second inning. We got runners on the corners for Jimmy Johnson, who's up there against Bobo Newsom. And this ball is hit into right field. That's going to drop and score a run. So the Robins take the lead here in the second inning. It is 1-0 thanks to the Johnson hit. Scoring is Brown. And we move now to the third with Pretty Wise up there against Newsom. Trying again to extend the lead here. And he goes deep to right. A line drive. That'll be up against the wall. He hit that one hard on a 2-0 pitch, and he's heading for third. And Nice has a triple here with nobody out in the third inning. Newsom let that one up over the plate. They get a run there. It's 2-0, and just as predicted, Dazzy Vance showing off his outstanding stuff as we are in the 7th inning. A 2-hitter. It's 2-0. Nick Siebert's up with nobody on and nobody out. 3-2 pitch. This one's drilled to center field for the 3rd hit of the night for the Athletics. So a chance now as Frankie Hayes comes up. This ball's hit into the hole. That'll get through. So consecutive hits here for the A's. And Vance in the first trouble of the game for him. Irv Hall is the hitter. And Hall is going to lift this one to left. That one's going to actually drop in there. So the base is loaded with nobody out. Huge rally here by the Athletics. And Ed Bush is the man of the moment. Let's see if he can come through. This one's hit first. Play at home. They get one. Relay to first, not in time, but they get the lead runner for the first out and preserve their lead. Still 2-0, but George Kell with the big chance here. Infield still in. Here's the pitch. Lifted into left field. Coming in's the left fielder. He's got it. Runner's going to hold. So Vance might pitch out of this thing with 2 outs. Newsom, the pitcher, up. Let's see if he can get past him. Here's the pitch. Strikeout, and Vance does get through it. Striking him out, and we hit the 7th inning stretch. Interesting there that no pinch hitter for the Athletics. Mack decided to bat the pitcher. It didn't work out, and now we're in the 9th as Jim Roberts faces Irv Hall with 2 out, a 2-0 game. Here's the pitch. This ball's hit to third, scooped up and throw to first in time, and it is the Robins that take game 1, 2-0, shutting out the Athletics. Very, very impressive performance by Dazzy Vance. He got out of the one jam he was in and gets the win on this day, striking out 11, walking nobody, and proving his worth. Newsom pitched a good game indeed, but he takes the loss. He allowed the 2 runs early and got no support. Probably a theme that is common for this Athletics team. The bats just weren't there. Eddie Brown, 2 for 4 with 2 doubles in this one for the Robins. He had a run scored, and Brooklyn takes the opener as expected, winning it 2-0. So a good way to kick things off and start things off for this series. Moving now to game 2. Dutch Ruther is going to take the mound for the Robins against Russ Christopher for the Athletics. Connie Mack taking some heat there for not pinch hitting his pitcher with the bases loaded, but he decided not to do it. We'll see now if strategy changes in game 2. So heading out to Ebbets Field again, let's see if the Robins pitching can continue to shut things down and take a 2-game lead in the series, or will the Athletics awake? So let's head out to the action for game 2. Scoreless game, bottom of the 3rd. Fournier up there with 2 on. Christopher delivers, and this ball is hit deep to right into the alley. Gone. Home run. Fournier, a 3-run homer. A big blow here for Brooklyn in the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's 3-0. Fournier comes through with a big bomb over the wall, 355 feet. It's 3-0 to the home team. Here's Bobby Estella. We're in the 4th now. The Athletics trying to come right back. They draw a walk and 2 on for Frankie Hayes and nobody out. Hayes will hit this one in the gap. That ball's gonna be caught. Nice range out there by the right fielder. Reese makes the play, and McKee is the hitter. McKee goes to second. They get 2. A double play for Brooklyn, ending the Philadelphia threat. So the game remains 3-0. 4-0 into the 8th inning. It's getting late for the Athletics. Estella's the hitter. Ruther's the new pitcher, and this one's hit into the left field corner. With the runner on, they're gonna send the runner home, and the A's get on the board here in the 8th inning. It is a double that gets him in. And Frankie Hayes now at the plate trying to continue the rally. He gets a base hit to right field. That's going to drop. Run around in 3rd. 4-2 now our score. So the A's cut things in half, and McKee, the hitter, with 2 outs. McKee lines a single hard to center field, so Coming alive late here are the Athletics, and Ed Bush has a chance now with 2 out and 2 on. He hits it, however, too short. Play is made at second. That will end the frame. So the 4-2 game now enters the later innings. It's bottom of the 8th. Bernier, the hitter, he's already hit the big home run of the game, and he hits another shot into right. That's going to drop for maybe a double, but a great throw there. Let's see if they get him at second. No, it's a double. He beats the throw, but it was close. And now the base is loaded for the Robins. They're really trying to put it away. Tommy Griffith at the plate, 2 outs, and he lifts one to right field. It's going to drop, and that's going to score 2. A nice diving effort comes up short, and it is 6-2 now. The home team, they've taken back the 2 runs that they lost. 8-2 is our lead now. Jack Fournier back up there. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and he hits it past the second baseman. More runs for the Robins, 2 more RBIs for Fournier. What a game he's having. It is 10-2. They put up 7 runs in the inning, and it's 11-2 into the 9th. Tex Wilson on now to try to end this. He's facing through it, the pinch hitter, and this one's hit into the hole at short. Plays made at second. Game over. The Robins take game 2, 11-2, completely opening things up in the 8th inning after they got off to an early lead. And the star of this game was Jack Fournier, who went 3 for 5 with that 3-run home run early in the 3rd inning. 5 RBIs for the game for him. Zach Wheat, 3 for 4, 2 runs scored. And Reither gets the win, 8 innings strong. He did allow 12 hits, struck out 4, walked 1, so they hit him pretty good, but it didn't matter because the offense was on his side, especially in the bottom of the 8th after he was pulled from the game. 11-2 our final. It is all Brooklyn in the first 2 games of the series. They shut out the Athletics in game 1 and hold them to 2 runs in game 2. They've allowed 2 runs combined in the openers, and struggles for Connie Mack and his team now as they face a daunting task to try to turn this around, heading back home to Philadelphia for the middle portion. It's been all Robins up to this point, but we've seen series turn before. Let's see if Mack can make any adjustments, and he will send to the mound Don Black to try to get the job done, I should say, against Burley Grimes in a Game 3 matchup facing these 2 teams. A crucial game, of course, for Philly. At home, they can ill afford to fall behind 3-0. So let's head live, continue our series to Philadelphia and Shibe Park for game number 3. So in Philadelphia we go, and we got Andy High leading off this ball game with the man on first, I should say. And High hits this one to left. That ball will get past the left fielder. So runner moving to third. It's second and third for Brooklyn with nobody out here in the very first inning. A double by High. 1-0 our score. We move to the second. And Bush the hitter with the man on, and Bush takes this to right the other way. Runner on the move. The throw is going to be late, and it is first and third now for the Athletics. Only 1 out, and George Kell, the hitter, the 21-year-old, takes it inside for ball 4. And the bases are loaded. A big chance here for the home team. Black's the hitter. Fans on their feet. This one's hit. To first, no play. He's going to be safe. So just like that, we got runners on all the bases. They did get the force at the plate. 2 outs. Ford Pearson, the last hope here for the home team. He takes it outside. Ball 4. This game is tied at 1. Grimes walks in a run with the bases loaded. And now McKee has a chance to put the home team up. He hits this one past the first baseman. 1 run in. Other man's going to score. The throw's late. It is 3-1. Philadelphia. They take a 2-run lead on a McKee single to right. Zach Wheat now the hitter. We move top of the third. And Wheat is going to hit this fair down the line and right. Rolling around in the corner. We got to run around in third. It's a triple for Wheat, and it's 3-2 now. Brooklyn coming right back with a run here in the third. 2-out triple by Wheat. 3-2, we're in the fourth inning. Jimmy Johnson with a man on second. That's ball 4. So here in the top of the fourth, Brooklyn trying to tie the game or better. Zach Taylor, the hitter. And Taylor's going to hit it up the middle, a base hit. That ball gets through. Run around in third. We got a tie game. Brooklyn comes back and ties it at 3 on the RBI single here. And the pitcher Grimes up with a 1-out. Grimes puts down a bunt. Play at first. Runners advance. So it's second and third. 3-3 tie ball game here. And Nyes with a chance to give his team the edge. He hits it to second. Play made, so that'll do it. But the Robins tie the game at 3 as we move now bottom fourth. Garrison, the hitter for the home team, man on second base, 2 outs. This ball's hit deep in the left. That's going to carry out of here. Home run for Garrison. He crushes it to left field, 5-3. Philadelphia means business now. A 2-run homer and a long one. We move to the 8th. 5-3 Athletics. Wheat at the plate. McMillan is the new pitcher. Wheat's going to hit this one to the third baseman, but it is bobbled. It's an error out there. Kell makes the mistake. So Fernier now at the plate. He represents the tying run. Danger here for the home team. This ball's hit to right, but should be caught. Doesn't have the carry. A nice play by the right fielder to make the catch. 1 out for Eddie Brown. Joe Barry, the new pitcher. This ball's hit deep to center field. Looking back at the wall. Home run. A monster home run. Game tied. Almost 500 feet. Eddie Brown, what a blow. Brooklyn with a comeback. It is even now. That home run will go down as one of the longest we've seen. Almost 500 feet. 5-5 our score. Here's Johnson. Barry just did not have it there. Johnson's going to drop this one into left for a single here with 2 down. 5-5 our score. Garrison now the hitter. We're in the bottom of the 8th with 2 outs. Dutch Henry the pitcher. And this ball's hit right to the shortstop, so that'll end the inning. We'll go to the 9th. All even at 5. Barry the hitter. Woody Wheaton is the new pitcher. Even ball game. Ball 4. There's a big leadoff walk. Not what you want to do on a 3-2 pitch by Wheaton. Let's see if Nyes pushes the runner. And he doesn't have to. He singles to center. So first and second. Nobody out here in the 9th inning. Brooklyn with the rally. Andy High's the hitter. And High's going to go to second. They get one. Relay to first. Double play. A big double play by the home team. Runner moves to third, but they're 2 outs. And Zach Wheat trying to get a huge 2-out hit if he can. He'll hit it to second. However, play made, and the inning is over. Philadelphia escapes that one. We'll move bottom of the 9th. McKee is the hitter against Roberts. He drills it to first. Play will be made. Nice play there by Fernier. Siebert now the hitter with 2 outs. A 3-2 pitch. Outside, Siebert walks. He gets on. He represents the winning run. And Frankie Hayes now with 2 down. Runner going. And this is a fair ball to right field. Runner moving to third. So we got runners on the corners. 2 outs for the home team. And Irv Hall has a chance to try to win it. Let's see if he can come through. Ball's hit to center field. Base hit. That's going to score the winning run. And the Athletics win it in the bottom of the 9th. Walk-off hit by Irv Hall. And Philly takes game number 3 to stay alive in this series. What a dramatic win for them. They escape the jam in the top of the 9th and win it on the Hall single 6-5. in the bottom of the ninth inning. Ford Garrison, 2 for 4, 3 RBIs, a big game for him. Don Black went 6 innings early on for Philly, kept them in the game, and Bernie Nyes was 3 for 5 for Brooklyn. Brown and Garrison with the home runs. Brown with the really memorable long one that tied the game for the Robins, but in the ninth, it was Hall who won it with the single up the middle with 2 outs off Roberts for the win. Whedon is the winning pitcher, and finally, Philadelphia and Connie Mack get off the floor and win a game in this series to make things quite interesting. They take Game 3 in dramatic fashion, and now a chance to completely turn it around and win. If they win the next one, they'll tie it up. Let's see what is up in store for us in Game 4. Tiny Osborne will take the mound for Brooklyn, trying to recover against Jesse Flores for the home team. Will the momentum carry for the Athletics as we move to Game 4, or will Brooklyn get back on track? It's been a good couple games, actually 3 games to this point. So let's see what Game 4 has in store as the action continues from Shibe Park in Philadelphia. First inning, 2 on, 2 out. Frankie Hayes is the hitter. And Hayes is going to drop one in the left field. That's going to get a run in. Maybe 2. Here it comes. It's going to be a triple for Hayes and 2-run score for the Athletics as they've started to play good baseball here now that they're at home. 2-0 to the third. Siebert the hitter with a man on. Osborne the pitch. And this ball's drilled in the left field. That's down the line. Extra bases here. Another run going to score, and it is 3-0 Athletics. Philadelphia turning it on here, and it's 8-1 all the way to ninth. Bases loaded with 2 outs for Irv Hall. And here is a base hit to right, so that's going to get a couple runs across. It is 8-3, however, a long way to go for Brooklyn. But Hall will take it, 2-run single, and Woody Whedon in to close it out. It's 12-1 now, a complete rout by Philly. Eddie Brown at the plate with 2 on and only 1 out. This ball's hit to second. It's going to be a double play. And this series is all even, folks. The Philadelphia Athletics win 2 in a row, and they take Game 4 12-1. 17 hits by the visitors. Connie Mack has gotten his team turned around. Just when you thought they were going to go down the tubes, they've turned this and won 2 in a row at home. Jesse Flores, the winner, 6 innings pitched. Bill McKee, 3 for 5 with an RBI, and Bobby Estella, 3 for 5 with 2 runs scored and an RBI as well. Flores, as we mentioned, the winner. Osborne, the loser. Series tied at 2, and 1 more game left in Philadelphia to see if the Philadelphia A's can get the sweep at home and really do it to the Robins, who are a little bit on the edge here. They're shocked with what they've seen in the last 2 games, especially with that rout, 12-1 in game number 4. So game 5 coming up. Let's see if Brooklyn can get back on track. It's going to be Dazzy Vance. That's the man to do it for them. Their ace taking the mound against Bobo Newsom. A repeat of game 1 in game 5, and this one will be for the lead in the series, coming right up from Shibe Park. So all the drama of the series now continues in Game 5. First and second for Brooklyn, George Kell. That's right, buddy, and there's a strikeout. Dazzy Vance gets him. Well, that's the second out of the inning. We move now bottom of the third. Harrison's on second base for Estella, who's at the plate. And this is drilled to right field. That's going to score a run. And the home side, the Athletics get on the board against Vance as Estelella gets the base hit, scoring the run, and it's 1-0. We'll move to the fourth. Jimmy Johnston now up with a man on second base, and he comes through with a base hit to left. Let's see if they send the runners. No. So with a one out, it's going to be men on first and third. And Zach Taylor has a chance. Here's the pitch. There's a strikeout. He looks at strike three, doesn't get the bat off of his shoulders. And Dazzy Vance, the pitcher now, has the chance. He hits a fly ball to center field deep out there, but it is caught. A nice catch by the center fielder. Estelella makes the play, and it remains 1-0. What a nice defensive play in center field that was. We move to the sixth. Johnston now facing Newsom. 2 outs. And this ball's hit deep to right field, all the way to the wall. You can forget it. Goodbye, home run. This game is tied at 1 now. A solo home run by Jimmy Johnston to right field, so we are even. And now Rosenthal, the hitter. We are in the bottom of the sixth. There's a walk. So Philly has 2 on. Hollingsworth is the new pitcher. Garrison at the plate. And he hits one to right field. That's going to be caught out there, so that'll end the frame. It remains 1-1. Series tied 2-2. We're in the 7th inning. Andy High facing Carl Scheib, and there's a ground ball. That's going to be an infield hit there. But with 2 outs, High on first, Zach Wheat at the plate. And this ball's hit into the corner, into right field. Let's see if they send the runners. They will. No hesitation. The run's going to score, and the lead belongs now to Brooklyn. Zach Wheat comes through. It's 2-1. We move bottom of the 7th. McKee now facing Henry, who's come on the pitch. And this ball's drilled to center field. There's a base hit. So Philly's going to try to hit that tying run across. Estelella at the plate. He swings and hits it to the outfield. Another hit. So first and second for Philly. Nobody out. Siebert's the hitter. Henry trying to get out of this jam. Here's the pitch. There's a strikeout. That'll help. That's the first out of the inning. Frankie Hayes now the hitter. And this ball's hit to center field. It's going to get down. Runner coming in to score. He will. There you have it. A base hit ties the game at 2. Frankie Hayes comes through. And Irv Hall now with a big chance. He's been big this entire series. And there's a muff at second by the second baseman. Should have been a play that was made. It is booted, however. Johnston can't handle it, and the bases are loaded with 1 out for Ed Bush. Huge point now in this series. And Bush lines a single to right. 1 run in. Taking the leads, Philadelphia. They take advantage with an opposite field single. They are in control now, 3-2, and George Kell facing Dutch Henry now, and Kell lines a single to left field. 1 run in. It is 4-2. The Athletics have opened it up here in the 7th inning. They plate 3 runs. To the 8th we go. Hamlin facing Mitchell. Hamlin coming on the pitch now in relief. And this ball's hit to right field. It's going to get down, so that's going to be a double. Johnston now the hitter. And here's a fly ball. That ball's going to drop in there, and that's going to score a run. Johnston on the second, but he is out. They get him. Flawless execution, but Mitchell will score even if they did get the man at second base. So it is 4-3 now. It's a 1-run game, 2 outs. Barry the hitter. That was a big out at second, however. Takes the tying run off the bases, and just like that, that one's going to be caught. So we're going to move to the 9th inning. This is a 4-3 type ball game. Actually, I'm sorry, bottom of the 8th here. Estelella at the plate with 1 out, and he singles to left field with 1 away. 2 on now for Irv Hall. Oak, the pitcher. Line to center field. That's going to drop in front of the center field. The throw to the plate is going to be late. And they pick up their insurance run again. It is the Athletics, who have played great baseball at home. They're doing it again. We're into the 9th. Nice is the hitter. Joe Barry has come in the pitch. And this ball's hit past the second baseman. It's a leadoff single, a 2-run game. 10th hit for Brooklyn. Here's Andy High. High goes up the middle. That's a base hit. So we got runners first and second. The tying runs on the bases. And Zach Wheat with the chance here. It's a 5-3 game. Still nobody out. And this ball's hit to second base. They get one. They turn two. A huge double play by Philly. The Athletics turn two. And now it's up to Fournier. Last man. Here's the pitch. Strike 3. Philadelphia has done it. They've won 3 in a row. They swept away the Brooklyn Robins here at Shibe Park. What a performance and a turnaround. They won all 3 of their games at home. They win this one 5-3. Estelella 4 for 5 in another big game. He had 2 runs scored. Johnston went 3 for 4 with a home run. And Newsom went 6 innings to keep his team in it, but it was eventually Shibe that got the win and Henry the loss. Barry getting the save. And unbelievably, the Philadelphia Athletics have won 3 in a row, stunning the 24 Robins. Remember, the Robins, a team that won over 90 games, very successful, but they just hit a buzzsaw here in the middle of the series. And credit to Connie Mack for getting his team ready to play. They beat Dazzy Vance in game number 5 here and forced the series back to Brooklyn. The fans never thought they'd be in this spot. Philly now with a chance actually to win it and end it here on the road. But Brooklyn is still alive. They just have to win the 2 games at home. At least first things first, force a game 7. Russ Christopher will take the mound against Dutch Ryther. It'll be a battle for survival for Brooklyn at Ebbets Field in game number 6. Been a heck of a series so far, and it's coming to its climax, folks. Let's head off live to Brooklyn and catch the action. Game 6. Let's see if the Robins can hold on, or will the Athletics wrap it up with an upset. They've been playing hot baseball. They got the momentum. Let's see if they can cross the finish line. So game 6 it is. Runner on first base. It's Irv Hall, who's had a nice series up at the plate. And Hall hits it to short, and he'll hit into a double play. That'll end the frame. Bottom of the first now, 2 outs for Fournier. He's facing Christopher. And this ball is hit deep into right field, and that's going to hit just over the scoreboard. And Brooklyn will take a 2-0 lead on the Fournier 2-run home run. Just the start they wanted. 2-0 here. And the inning continues with the bases loaded for Zach Taylor. 2 outs. And this one's popped up. Should be playable, however, it is. So the Robins cannot advance the lead, but they do get 2 in the frame. Top now of the second. McKee is the hitter. And he strikes out swinging. 2 on for Bush. Bush will hit it to second. Play made there, so that'll end the top of the second inning. Or I should say that's the second out. And George Kell has a chance here. Kell will hit it into left field. A base hit. That's going to score 2 runs. So just like that, the game is tied at 2 as George Kell comes through with an RBI. And Zach Wheat up now with runners on the corners. Only 1 out. Still in the second inning. This is hit to first. Play at second. Relay back to first. Not in time. A run will cross the plate. So Brooklyn is able to jump right back up onto the lead. It's 3-2 to the 4th. Runner on first for Frankie Hayes. And Hayes takes ball 4. So it's going to be first and second with nobody out here. Philly coming back again. And here's a line shot. That's going to get down. One run's going to score. All the way to the wall the ball goes. Another run going to score. And just like that, once again, Philly comes back to tie the score at 4. McKee with the RBI. It's 3-3 now. And Adam Bush is the hitter. Runner on third. Infield's in. This one's hit hard past the first baseman. It's going to get down. A base hit and an RBI. Bush with an RBI single. And Philly takes the lead 4-3. We move bottom of the fourth. Back and forth in this game 6. Andy High, the hitter. High hits a line shot. That's going to drop in left. So first and second here. 2 outs for Zach Wheat, who's the hitter. And Wheat lines a single to center field. Here comes a run around third. He's going to score. We are tied at 4. Zach Wheat comes through with an RBI single. So this game has been going back and forth now. Vernier back up there. 2 outs, 2 on. This ball's hit. Line drive to second, and the second baseman makes the grab to retire the side. The ball was hit hard. Does not get through. Game remains tied to the 8th inning. Here's Siebert. Nobody out. Siebert hits it hard to center. That ball's over the center fielder's head. He's got a lot of room there. A double for Siebert to lead off the 8th inning. Two on now for Frankie Hayes. Nobody out. 8th inning. This ball's hit to center. Coming on in's the center fielder. He's got it for the first out. McKee now the hitter. McKee hits it hard, but right at the right fielder. A nice play out there. Neese has got it. That's 2 down. So with 2 down, Bush has a chance. Ryther strikes him out, however, and that ends the threat here in the 8th inning. The game remains tied up at 4. We move bottom of the 8th. Jimmy Johnston facing Woody Whedon. And there's a walk with 1 out, so a runner on first base. Tie ball game. Zach Taylor, the hitter. And Taylor will hit 1 to second. Play made at second. Relay back to first. Double play by the A's. We move to the 9th inning. All tied at 4. George Kell up here with nobody out. Is Jim Roberts the pitcher? This ball's drilled past the third baseman. It's a leadoff hit for Philly. Pinch hitter now coming on. Here's a fly ball. Bill Burgo will fly out here for the first out of the 9th inning. Harrison, the hitter. Harrison hits it to center field. That's going to stay up long enough for the catch to be made. Cohen has got it. And here's Irv Hall. Hall strikes out on a full count. So the runner's stranded. We move bottom of the 9th. Tied up at 4. Tommy Griffith is facing Joe Barry. Fans hoping for a walk-off here, and here's a long drive deep to center, way back to the wall. Walk-off home run. The Robins win it. Tommy Griffith with a home run to center field over 400 feet. His teammates mob him. It is over. The Robins win game number 6 in walk-off dramatic fashion. Griffith with the home run to force a game 7. Unbelievable. Ryther went 8 innings for the Robins. Fournier 2 for 4 with a home run and a 2 RBI game. Christopher had pitched well earlier, but it was Roberts who gets tagged with the win and Barry who gets the loss as he led up the home run by Griffith in the bottom of the 9th inning to end a very tight, dramatic ball game. And hats off to the Robins as they are able to survive a tense one. And now this series, maybe unexpectedly, is going 7 games as we prepare for the final game here at Ebbets Field. The matchup, Don Black against Burley Grimes. Who knows if the Robins can wrap it up, or do the Athletics have one more upset left in them to decide this series? Nothing really more exciting than a Game 7. Everything on the line in this series. Boy, it's been a good one. And let's see now. One game to decide it. One game to decide the winner. Athletics and Robins ready to go. The drama of Game 7 coming up now. Let's go live to Brooklyn for the decider. Top of the first inning. Bill McKee up there with the man on first. This ball's hit the second. And a double play turn there. Twin killing. Getting the job done. We'll move to the second inning. George Kell up in a big spot with 2 outs against Grimes. 2 men on in scoring position. And this ball's hit the third, but the play is made there nicely by the third baseman. High makes the play. So no run score. We move to the third. Zach Taylor with the man on. Nobody out. And Taylor's going to go into the outfield with an extra base hit. So we got runners second and third. Nobody out. Biggest threat of the game so far. And Bernie Nyes is the hitter. Black delivers. This ball's hit to center field. Let's see if it's deep enough. The catch is made. The runner tags. The throw is going to be late, and it's 1-0 in favor of Brooklyn. They take the lead on the sacrifice fly, and we move to the fifth. Grimes trying to hold on here. Irv Hall, the hitter for Philly. And this ball is hit into the corner there in right field, so Hall is going to have extra bases. It's a stand-up double here in the fifth inning. He's at third now with 1 out, and George Kell, the hitter, looking to tie up the game. This ball's hit into left field, but it's going to be caught. Runner's going to hold, so 2 outs. Runner can't score, and we move to the seventh as it's still 1-0. Johnny Mitchell up there against Black. 1 out. And this ball's hit deep in the right field. Could it be? Way back at the wall. Home run. 2-0 now, Brooklyn. A big insurance home run there by Mitchell. Just gets over the wall. 2-zip. And here's Bernie Nyes now with 2 on, trying to add even more for the home team. And this ball is hit deep and off the wall in left field. 1 run in. Another run going to score. This is going to be a triple, and it is 4-0 now. Brooklyn, they're breaking it open here in the 7th inning and getting the job done. 2 to 9th we go. Heartbreak for the A's. Frankie Hayes, the last hope, as Burley Grimes is going to go the distance. Strike 3. Brooklyn wins it. Celebrations for the home Robins. They get it done in just a great series. They win game number 7, 5-1. Burley Grimes deserves all the credit for stepping up in game 7. A complete game performance, 1 earned run, walked nobody. Bernie Nyes 2 for 3 with a triple, 3 RBIs in this ball game just when his team needed it. Johnny Mitchell 2 for 4 with that home run over the wall. What a game for the Robins. They refuse to go down, and the home team wins every game of this series. Brooklyn came back home after dropping all 3 in Philadelphia and won them both. They win the opening 2, and they win the final 2. Game 7, and this series goes by the way of the favorites in Brooklyn. Looking at some of the numbers of this exciting series, George Kell hit .417. He had 5 RBIs. Garrison also had 5 RBIs in the game. The Athletics, of course, not a power team. They only had 1 home run for the series. Bush hit .407. Estelela, .393. So some of the bats, average-wise, were good, especially that Game 4 performance where they scored 12 runs. Pitching-wise, you can see here, Bobo Newsom had a decent series, even though he lost the game. He had an ERA at 2.08. Sheeb was 1-0 in his bullpen work, as was Woody Whedon. Christopher there struggled in his 2 starts, and Don Black dropped, including Game 7 with that 5.68 ERA. Hurt his side a little bit, as did Joe Barry, who got a loss on his tally. Looking at the winning Robins, who struggled through to get the win. You can see here Zach Wheat with 6 RBIs in the series, 269. Fernier, 2 homers, 7 RBIs. He hit 259. Jimmy Johnston, 400 in the series, 4 RBIs, and Bernie Nice had 10 hits with a nice series. Looking at the pitching, some very noteworthy bullpen performances by Tex Wilson, Hollinsworth, and Decatur. Dazzy Vance went 1-0. He pitched very well in both his starts, striking out 19. Dutch Ryder in 16 innings. He had a 338, a pretty good series. And Burley Grimes rebounded to get the win in game number 7 to even out his good and bad starts with a 426 and 6 strikeouts for him. You can see here also Jim Roberts went 1-1 in the series. Very, very even. The home teams getting the jobs done, but it turned into Brooklyn who take the series. MVP, they seem to give it here to Bernie Nice with his 4 RBIs and his 370 average. Pretty hard to pick one in this series, as no one really stood out, but Nice at 370. He had 4 RBIs, stole 2 bases, 7 runs scored, 10 hits, 2 triples. So Nice, a pretty good choice. It was Bernie, the right fielder, who gets the award for Outstanding Player of the Series. Quickly looking at Game 7, a reminder how the Robins won it. And the series itself, Brooklyn thought they were in control. Philly coming back for the 3 wins. And then with their backs against the wall, Will Robinson and the Robins come back and win a tight Game 6 and behind Burley Grimes, Game 7. Hats off to the Athletics. They sure gave it a good run, but it's the Robins who take it. Series 158 is a wrap. It is Brooklyn who wins it in 7 games. The 1924 Robins, to be exact, against the 1944 Philadelphia Athletics. Very exciting. Glad you can spend this short time with us to go through these 7 games. Glad you're with us for a number of series that we're doing. This was number 158. Moving on now to 159 coming at you shortly, but this was enjoyable. Again, the Robins beat the Athletics in 7 games. So long, everybody. We'll see you very soon.